bodies na includes principals, parents, teachers, staff, and students. So, nagtutulungan sila para ma-identify yung mga problems sa school, ma-assess yung needs, and makakreate sila ng plans for school improvement. No? And then, they follow national rules and in-ensure din nila na yung program na pinapatupad nila is fit sa specific needs ng learners. So, next is the councils, either make decisions or advise the principal who holds a central role in finalizing decisions. So, yung council is act as a decision maker or advisor sa principal. So, everyone has a voice, pero pwede silang magbigay ng opinions or suggestions, pero yung principal pa rin yung may power or final decision or full responsibilities sa pamamalakad niya sa school. So, for example, is yung council is nag-propose sila na kailangan nilang bumili ng chairs for the classrooms. So, i-assess or ng principal kung kailangan ba talaga ng chairs. So, sa kanya pa rin yung decision kung susundin niyo ba yung pinupose ng school council. So, next is the requirements for implementing SBM. School boards and superintendents must support SBM and trust school leaders or councils to achieve basic goals. So, para maging successful ang SBM is kailangan nila ng support and trust from the school board and school division superintendent. So, dapat baguhin nila ang kanilang mindset from strictly controlling every details from schools and instead act as a supportive partners. So, dapat din ang central office is pagkatiwalaan yung school heads and school councils na isolve ang sarili nilang problems. So, yung district is na provide lang sila ng support and tulong, and yung schools naman is they make their own plans as long as they follow the district goals. So, a formal written agreement is required to define roles, responsibilities, and accountability standards for all parties. So, para maiwasan yung confusion regarding sa duties and authority is kailangan ng formal written agreement or memorandum of agreement before ma-implement ang SBM. So, sa document nito, dito nakapaloob yung roles nila, yung limitations ng kanilang power, and yung expected standards to the district office, principal, and school council. So, the key role is, although yung school is binibigyan sila ng freedom sa pamamalakad nila sa school, so they remain fully responsible to the district, community, and government, and kailangan talaga nilang sumunod sa national education law. And school must submit annual reports detailing goal achievement, resource use, and future plans. So, regular reporting serves as the primary mechanism for transparency and mutual accountability. So, every school is required na magpasa ng annual accomplishment report or school report card sa district, sa division office at sa public. So, this report is pinapakita dito kung yung kanilang progress based sa school improvement plan, kung saan nila ginamit yung funds and resources, and also nakalist din dito yung mga plans nila for incoming year. So, through this is mas madali para sa central office na ma-monitor ang school performance. So, for example, is yung school is nag-submit sila na yearly report showing na na-reach nila